Jerusalem Talmud, Yomi, Tractate Orlah, Chapter 1, Mishnah 3, starting with the words Chizkiah Sha'al. Chizkiah asked, a third of a needle means 1 year. 2/3, 2 years? The colleagues asked, a needle and a third, it is obvious that it is 4 years old. If you say he did not retract, why would he have asked this? Rabbi Jonah said, Chizkiah retracted this because Rabbi Yochanan said in the name of Rabbi Yanai, if it is thick like a tenter's needle, it is certain that it is 3 years old. Rabbi Yossi said, even 3 years old, it will not have the thickness of a tenter's needle. Rabbi Yudan said, a brisa supports Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi says, when they said 5, 6, or 7 years old, for vines, 5 years old, for figs, 6 years old, for olives, 7 years old. But we do not see the growth of the fig tree come with fruits. Rabbi Yudan said, according to Rabbi Trifon, we throw it on its width. If a tree was uprooted but it had a sunken branch, blessing is in it. Rabbi Huna, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, there is bricha in it. Whatever that means. Rabbi Mana said, some people called bricha, as you say in Genesis 24:31, come the Eternal's blessed. Rabbi Zera, Rabbi Asi, in the name of Rabbi Hanina, Rabbi Abba, Rabbi Chia, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Hanina, in the name of Rabbi Hanina ben Gamliel, if a young tree was attached to an old one, the old one was cleansed. Rabbi Chia bar Abba said, the Mishnah says so. Attachment of vines, attachment after attachment, even if you sank them into the earth, are permitted. Should we not say that maybe the young tree formed roots before it was well connected to the old one? Rabbi Hananiah, the son of Rabbi Hillel, this follows Rabbi Yehuda, since Rabbi Yehuda says it connects well more quickly than it forms roots. Rabbi Asi, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, roots do not count. Rabbi Zera said to Rabbi Asi, do you hear that explicitly from Rabbi Yochanan, or from his argument? Rabbi Yochanan said, moreover, it was stated, if someone dedicated and then planted, it is exempt from Orlah. Planted and then dedicated, it is subject to Orlah. You wanted to say dedicated is exempt from Orlah, old is exempt from Orlah, but this is not comparable. Dedicated things can be redeemed and become obligated, since you might think about it to obligate. Can you say about an old tree that one might think about it to obligate? Rabbi Abahu, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, a citrus medica tree which formed flower buds subject to Orlah, and the fruits grew when it was permitted, if the tree was attached to another tree. Even if the fruit grows much, it is forbidden, because growth of something forbidden cannot lift what is forbidden. Therefore, an attached young twig must be permitted, because if you say it is not permitted, even if it grows much, it will be forbidden. Rabbi Zera, in the name of the rabbis, a citrus medica tree which formed flower buds subject to Orlah, and the fruits grew when it was permitted, was what was attached to another tree, even if it grows much, is forbidden. One whips for the size of an olive. Someone receives whips for the size of an olive, like makos. Okay. Rabbi Maisha said to Rabbi Zera, you say two things which contradict each other. Here you say, because growth of anything forbidden cannot lift what is forbidden. There you say, one whips for the size of an olive. Should he not be whipped only in proportion it contains? Rabbi Jonas said, in the first case, it lives because of itself, in the second, because of the attachment. Then, if a citrus medica, which blossomed in an Orlah year and grew in an exempt year, is attached reciprocally to a tree of the same kind, they will cleanse one another. Rabbi Abahu, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Chizda, both say they differ in the uninformed case. What are we dealing with here? If it is certain that it lives off the old tree, everyone agrees it is permitted. If it is certain that it lives off the young tree, everybody agrees it is forbidden. We must be dealing with the uninformed case. How could one know? Rabbi Vivian, in the name of Rabbi Hanina. Rabbi Vivian. Wonder what it is in the Aramaic here. Rabbi Bivi. Oh, they call him Bivi. Rabbi Bivi in the name of Rabbi Hanina. If the leaves are turned toward the young tree, one may be sure that it lives from the old one. If the leaves are turned towards the old tree, one may be sure that it lives from the young tree. Rabbi Yudan bar Hanin said, a sign, he who eats from his neighbors is ashamed to look at him. Rabbi Yudan, the father of Rabbi Mattaniah, said, explain it if the leaves have fallen off. A sunk branch which became separated, Rabbi Yudan said, not only a sunk branch, but even a tree. Rabbi Asi said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, if an onion which one uprooted and replanted grows roots, he has to tithe for everything. Rabbi Chia in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, if an onion which was uprooted and replanted grows roots, he has to tithe for everything. But you should not say it applies here also. Hilphai asked Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, do condiments forbid with more than 200? They said to him, condiments are not in more than 200. But did we not state anything which sours, spices, or creates dema? If you say about 100 or 200, even if it does not sour, spice, or create dema, but we deal with grapes. Rabbi Asi in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, if they were not raisins, but if they were raisins, they are condiments in more than 200. Rabbi Chia in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, if they were not cooked, but if they were cooked, they are condiments in more than 200. Rabbi Asi in the name of Rabbi Joshua ben Levi, in the name of Bar Padiah, all sources of taste, 1 in 100. Rabbi Chia in the name of Rabbi Joshua ben Levi, in the name of Bar Padiah, all sources of taste, 1 in 60. Rabbi Shmuel ben Rav Isaac said, 2. Rabbi Chia bar Abba, Rabbi Asi disagrees with you, and the Mishnah disagrees with both of you. Anything which sours, spices, or creates dema, if you say about 100 or 200, even if it does not sour, spice, or create dema, therefore we hold even more. Rabbi Jeremiah said, explain it for meat in meat. Rabbi Yossi said, meat in meat is the same as all other prohibitions, since Rabbi Bahu said, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, one estimates as if they were so. How is this? One says all sources of taste by 1 in 100. The other says all sources of taste by 1 in 60. For him who says all sources of taste by 1 in 60, you take the forearm as 1 in 60 of the ram. The forearm? The forearm, maybe, I don't know. Of the ram. Not sure what that means. But from him who says all sources of taste are 1 in 100, you take the forearm as 1 in 100 of the ram. For him who says 1 in 100, you remove the bones from the forearm. But if you remove the bones from the forearm, remove than from the ram. This you cannot do. As it was stated, the waste of the waste of truma does not combine with heave to forbid the profane, but the waste of the profane combines with the profane to lift the heave, the truma. Rabbi Bivi asked, does the waste of heave combine with profane to lift the heave? Since Rav Huna said the husks of what is forbidden combine to permit, that means the waste of heave combined with profane to lift the heave. Rabbi Chia stated, all I forbade you at other places, I permitted you to do here. Since everywhere 100 is a prohibition, more than 100 is permitted, but here even 100 is permitted. In addition, if it increased by 1/200th, it is forbidden. Those of the house of Rabbi Yana estimate by porcelain. How does one know? Rabbi Bivi, in the name of Rabbi Hanina, he takes one out and leaves one in the ground. What the first one is less, the other did increase.